It's going to be nice, though, I think, getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I want to do and, not have to sit and I love talking to all of you, but it's going to be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone, multiple times a week. I really appreciate all of you, but it will be nice to kind of get away and relax for a little bit.
Look at how happy Caitlin Clark is after escaping the toxic culture while the entire WNBA is losing its mind over her confirmed massive Europe contract.
I keep getting notification in people commenting under my shorts videos that Caitlin Clark's gone. She's left the WNBA. What is going on? I don't believe that.
What was once just a rumor is now a cold, hard fact, and it's got the league scrambling so badly that they even fired Christy Sides from the Indiana Fever.
Christy Sides' time as the coach of the Indiana Fever is very likely coming to an end. It looks like they are trying to completely shut it down.
The chaos is real, and nothing makes sense anymore. With everything falling apart, there's no reason for Caitlin to stick around. But what are the details of her massive European deal? What happens to her Nike contract tied to the WNBA, and how will all the legal drama play out? Let's break it all down.
There are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season.
Does she have the build to play in the WNBA?
From day one, it was obvious the WNBA had one job: build their future around Caitlin Clark instead. They fumbled the bag so badly that now she's heading to Europe, and the league is in full-blown panic mode as they face losing their biggest cash cow.
She's just not built for the physicality of this league. Yeah, and she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality.
If you ask why, just look at Caitlin's rookie season, because calling it amazing doesn't even scratch the surface. She wasn't just good, she was electrifying. Her deep threes were dropping from another time zone, her court vision was unreal, and fans, they were packing arenas in record numbers.
People are tuning in. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I have not tuned in 1 second since Caitlin Clark was eliminated, but that's not unusual.
Record-breaking TV numbers, the Caitlin Clark effect was in full swing. She single-handedly dragged the WNBA into the spotlight, forcing relevance, whether they were ready or not. She wasn't just a rookie. She was the rookie, the one who could have carried the league to new heights. And what did they do? Absolutely nothing to keep her happy.
But yes, she will have a target on her back as well.
Behind the scenes, it was a whole different story, sure. Clark was boosting ratings, but instead of being treated like the star she is, she was getting beaten up on the court night after night. Veterans targeted her. Flagrant fouls rained down like confetti, and the league, they just sat back with their popcorn, watching it all unfold. It's like they didn't realize she was their golden goose until, oops, she's out the door.
She's been box office, she was the main attraction, and there were so many storylines that's been associated with her. Most recently, the whole thing with her and Cheryl Swoops, even though it really wasn't her. It was Cheryl Swoops and all this. Every time you turned around, there was something that she had to deal with.
Now Caitlin's had enough. She's packing up and heading to Europe, where she'll finally be treated like the basketball royalty she is. Meanwhile, the WNBA is running around like a chicken with its head cut off, desperate to figure out how to keep fans interested. And ESPN, they're throwing their own little tantrum, pretending they have a say in this. Spoiler alert, they don't.
Get called for some technical fouls. She struggled with physical defense she's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said.
Clark's done with the disrespect, done with the lack of protection, and done with the WNBA thinking they could ride her talent without actually backing her up. She's making power moves now, and honestly, good for her. Let's not forget what she endured in the league. This wasn't normal rookie roughing. It was next-level brutality. Game after game, players went after her like it was a contact sport, fouling her non-stop while refs stood around useless. Sometimes it looked like she was getting tackled, and the officials just shrugged it off with a play on, and a wonder she started calling them out in interviews, saying she felt like she was getting hammered because she wasn't exaggerating.
I keep getting notification in people commenting under my shorts videos that Caitlin Clark's gone. She's left the WNBA. What is going on? Like, I don't believe that.
Instead of protecting their brightest star, the WNBA let jealousy run wild. Veterans weren't mentoring Clark, they were literally taking shots at her. It stopped being about basketball and turned personal, while the league just stood by doing nothing. Now they're paying the price. Caitlin Clark is done being their punching bag, and she's taking her talents to Europe where, let's be real, they'll probably roll out the red carpet for her. But this isn't just about Clark playing overseas, it's about her demanding the respect she's earned. The WNBA had every chance to make her the face of women's basketball, to build their brand around her. Instead, they let her get beaten up, ignored her value, and now she's gone. The league is left in chaos, scrambling to figure out how to keep fans watching without their biggest star.
Hey man, your meal ticket is under constant attack. There's been dirty plays all...
ESPN's panicking too, because all those viewers they were counting on to boost ratings gone just like that. The league's left scratching its head, wondering what went wrong. But the truth is simple. They never valued Caitlin Clark, and now they're paying the price. Her move to Europe isn't just a win for her, it's a wake-up call for both the WNBA and ESPN. They took her for granted, and now all they can do is throw tantrums while the very player meant to carry their future walks away, leaving them in the dust.
Those guys, they're the racists, when really, y'all are the racists. The people coming up with excuses to hate Caitlin Clark and the new fan base that she brought.
ESPN was living the dream when Caitlin Clark exploded onto the WNBA scene, and who could blame them from the moment she stepped on the court? It was obvious. She wasn't just another rookie, she was a game changer. ESPN saw dollar signs, headlines, and a flood of new fans ready to jump on the Caitlin Clark train, so they went all in, hyping her as the next big thing in women's basketball, and it worked. Her games instantly became blockbusters, viewership skyrocketed, and ESPN was riding that wave like it was the only show in town. She was their golden ticket, and they loved every second of it.
Michael Jordan of the WNBA was assaulted, has a black eye during the second half of the game because Dejanay Carrington stabbed her with her fingernails in the eye. Play the, I believe it's, side 11. Could we just play this on a loop? I'm not exaggerating.
But let's not forget Chindi Carter's little stunt, an all-time classic. She poked Clark in the eye, nearly blinding her for an entire playoff game, and yet there was no ejection, no real punishment. It was treated like taking out the league's brightest star was just another Tuesday in the WNBA. The message was loud and clear. It's open season on Caitlin Clark, and nobody's stepping in to stop it.
And then all of a sudden your hand turns downwards and straight into the eye of the biggest star in the WNBA. It's not a natural act. And I called it out yesterday in real time watching the game. Like, hey, that was on purpose. That was not an accident.
And this wasn't just some one-off incident either. Clark took 177% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls in her rookie season. Let that sink in. She wasn't just targeted more than anyone else, she was basically a magnet for cheap shots. And here's the kicker. 80% of those fouls came from one team, the Chicago Sky.
There was also a stat that came out a few weeks ago that said Caitlin Clark received 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls this season, and 80% of those flagrant fouls were committed by the Chicago Sky against Caitlin Clark. Now, this one that we see right here that I believe should have been a flagrant foul was not called that. So there have been cheap shots, there have been hard fouls, there have been other plays that haven't even been called flagrant fouls.
Carter's shoulder check was just the beginning. Players like Diamond DeShields took it even further, literally running Clark over in frustration during a game that wasn't even close. Night after night, Clark was getting knocked down, and ESPN, they stayed silent. No calling out the league, no push for better protection, just business as usual, milking Clark's popularity while she was out there getting slammed.
Let her cook. Y'all stop being petty. Stop being catty, cause she like a double-edged sword. She cutting tail left and right, and it's bothering y'all, and I see it.
And the locker room dynamics, even worse. Clark wasn't just battling fouls and physical aggression on the court, she was stuck in a toxic atmosphere off it. Two veterans looked at her as a newcomer who didn't deserve all the attention, and instead of supporting her, they did everything possible to push her out. It wasn't an environment where a star could thrive. To them, Clark wasn't the future, she was a threat to the status quo. rather than the player who could elevate the entire league.
Your biggest star, your meal ticket, the reason why you have relevancy, just got stabbed and assaulted and nothing.
The WNBA's failure to recognize Clark's value until it was too late is staggering. They had in their hands a player who outshined legends like Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, not just in talent, but in impact. Taurasi and Bird may be icons, but neither ever drew the kind of attention or revenue Clark generated in just her rookie season. And yet, despite all of that, the WNBA still didn't protect her. They let her walk away, and now they're stuck dealing with the fallout.
Every time you play rookies, you just want to fucking kill them.
I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. It's unacceptable, honestly. We've been professional throughout the whole entire thing.
And Clark.
Now that Clark's gone, ESPN's in full meltdown mode. Viewership is nosediving without the one player who drew fans in before her departure. WNBA games with Clark were pulling nearly 2 million viewers, while the rest of the league barely scraped together 400,000. That's not just a dip, it's a cliff dive, and ESPN knows it. They're scrambling for answers. But without Clark, they're out of tricks. What makes it worse is that ESPN knows they could have done more. They had the platform to call out the WNBA for letting their biggest star get beaten up night after night. They could have demanded better officiating and stricter penalties. But instead, they stayed quiet, hyped up the drama, and kept counting viewers. Now they're left picking up the pieces, wishing they'd acted while they still had the chance.
It doesn't matter who you are, what rookie you are, vets are coming at your neck. Because we're here to show you, like, this is a grown women's league, and this is the best league in the world for a reason. So it doesn't matter who you are.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Caitlin Clark was the WNBA's golden goose, the player who could have carried them into a new era of success. Instead, the league let petty rivalries, dirty play, and internal politics drive her out the door now. As they scramble to figure out what went wrong, the reality is undeniable. They let their best player walk away without even putting up a fight. And the consequences, they'll be feeling them for a long time to come.